Hi everyone, it's Sunday, November 12th, time for another HideNet Weekend Review. I'm Vera Dordick. After weeks of clinging to steady prices, the U.S. market finally gave in to lower levels. Most steer selections were either lower or a touch softer by Friday. On the other hand, heavy Texas steers were unchanged, but this is probably because of a lack of reported sales, not necessarily because there's any strength in the price. They're still selling for $25 for seasonal averages. In the cow sector, prices were steady to a bit lower as well, although interest is okay from some sectors. Combined export sales for the week ending November 2nd were a measly 382,500, which is actually 40% less than last week. Combined export shipments were 564,700, and that's down 6% from last week. Estimated slaughter for the week ending November 11th was down by 2% at 618,000. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that activity isn't picking up and that deliveries continue, but new purchases are blocked. And the lower U.S. market is creating pressure in an already bearish Europe, while Asia has stopped buying. Now, for British sellers, prices are the same, but tanners are balking at paying them, so price prospects are still bearish. The 36 plus kilo British ox continues to sell for 85 cents sterling per kilo, and in Ireland the price is also steady at 95 cents in euros. For European bulls, the lighter ones are not selling, and unfortunately they make up a lot of the rising slaughter numbers right now. Overall, auto and furniture programs aren't what they should be. The price for North German bulls at 40 to 49 kilos is steady at 95 cents to €1, and South German hide prices are also stable. European cows did have some sales this week, but prices were a bit lower. No one's in a hurry to buy right now because work is slow. In his analysis this week, Andrea looks at what's going on in the various sectors and all the reasons that tanners are being very cautious with their purchasing. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports that stagnant prices are again the case this week. The average price of fresh hides is still unchanged at 85 cents per kilo in reals, and the reference price of TR1 is also still stuck at a stable level, which is 65 cents in dollars. In Argentina, everyone's waiting for next week's runoff election on November 19th to hopefully put an end to the economic chaos in the market. In other news from Brazil, the country's October hide exports totaled a little over $91 million. That's a drop of 0.4% in value compared to September, but it's an increase of 1.4% compared to the same month last year. The data from the Secretariat of Foreign Trade was analyzed by the CICB, and it also shows that in volume, square meters were up by almost 15%, and in tons, the increase was almost 22% over October last year. Compared to September, however, the area was down by 1.4%, but weight was up by a little over 1%. For the year through October, the value is still almost 12% below the same period last year, but it is higher in area and in weight. From elsewhere in Latin America, Argentina's October footwear and leather goods sales grew. In Brazil, footwear groups are filing suit against the exemption for international platforms for importing footwear. Chile's slaughter and beef production is down so far in 2023, and the USDA has issued the final rule allowing fresh beef imports from Paraguay. That is all we have for this week, and until next week, good night from HideNet.